Well, hey, welcome to the Ready Room. Really apologize for that. Kind of like I was saying in my intro video, guys, I don't want this channel to be all about Ready Room, at least in the Navy, where we can all get together and share stories, learn from one another. We had a saying: "You're not going to live long enough to make all the mistakes, uh, all the mistakes yourself." So, welcome. I just thought I'd do a quick chat here with Mover, and then we'll just kind of open it up for any kind of questions you guys have. Um, so, hey, Mover, welcome. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's my fault, actually. This is all, this is all me. This is all
Nice.
me. Is this working? I can't see
Yeah,
your,
I can
I
hear you,
can't see
man.
your
Hey, how
chat.
have you been? How have you been?
Hi.
I can tell based on your features or hair. I can tell. Have you been flying much?
Does it look like I've been flying much? Come on, man. That's mean. That's just mean spirited. Just because you live within a commuting distance or whatever, and I'm in the ground zero, don't blame it on me.
All right. Well, I know you've got more than one flying act. You do. Have you been flying at all? Period. Civilian, military?
Zero. Zero.
Nothing.
I have not
Wow.
flown. I have not flown since the Combat Talon in February, which, by the way, if you recall, was when you got towed back in, not under your own power, with two flat tires.
I think it was one flat tire, but one is as bad as two when we're talking about airplanes.
Might as well.
So,
Might as well be.
yeah. Hey, so I see your shirt, man. Tally one.
Yeah,
What's that all about?
dude, it was supposed to be a business. Shots in our squadron had started this. It's like an internet news magazine or whatever. And he's like, "Hey, mover, I'm not doing this anymore, so I'm gonna turn it in. Do you want it before I shut it down?" I'm like, "Yes, that sounds awesome. I'll be I'll have an online news vlog." And then I
Yeah.
picked it up and everything. I didn't do anything with it because I'm busy. I mean, may have a few things going on right now. And even though I don't fly, and as it happens, another dude in the squadron wanted it. Bullet, who is an up and coming entrepreneur himself, and he wants to
Okay.
take it and make it into like a snacko. He wants this to be the brand of his Snack Bros company, which, as some of the viewers might know, I've promoted on my channel. So I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I support that. I support that
Yeah.
100%. You can use this more than I can. Have at it. I'll help you anywhere I can. So eventually, these shirts are awesome. Like that's an A10.
Oh yeah. That sure is. Hey, is that a large with small arms?
It's just media, dude. Don't talk to me about Popeye arms. I still get comments from your article or from your interview with me, like, "Why does Gonky only work out with one arm? He's got like a
Yeah.
Popeye arm on one side, but then a normal size on the other. Like, does he not know you can lift both at the same time?"
Well, hey, dude, Bullet runs our Snacko, and he does an amazing job. So whatever he's doing business wise, he's gonna knock it out of the park. So and then Shots too. You bring up Shots. He actually wrote a book. I can't. What, dude? What's the name of his book? It's like Burn the Piano or whatever. It's a fighter pilot book. It's fantastic. We'll have to get that, put it out there. But
Yeah, he needs to be in your ready room. He's
yeah,
he's a
I'll
very
get him on
interesting
him.
dude.
He's an F-22 pilot. Hang out with guys like us.
Hey,
Was
are you looking at the chat? Can people actually hear both of us? Because
yeah. Hey, can you guys hear both of us? Yeah, they can hear. Okay. Thanks, Sim. Appreciate it. Hey, man. So if you haven't been flying, I saw some of your videos recently. Are you in an airplane? I mean, you're trying to scratch the itch somehow. It looks like.
dude, I went yesterday. In fact, I've been debating. I made a video, and I guess I don't know. Maybe your people can tell me if I need to post the video tomorrow. But I went out to go look at a hangar, and it's going to be a long process. This is not easy. This civilian, I mean, you don't think about it. You're like, "Oh, I want to get an airplane. Oh, I need to get a hangar. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, finding a nice hangar in a metropolitan area, dude, the one I looked at Friday, you know how much they wanted for it?
What?
$495 a month.
Wow.
I mean, now,
If I
granted,
was like, if I was you, single, no kids, I live in a hangar.
wait till you see the video, dude. Just
right.
wait. If I post it, just wait till you see it. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I was looking at Van's aircraft, because Van's makes some really good stuff. But I went to did that factory tour and all that stuff. But I mean, I gotta find something. I even looked at. I was talking to Marcus earlier today, codename Marcus.
Yeah.
I guess.
Continue.
Yeah, about an L39, but they won't finance an L39. Nobody will finance it. So.
Yeah, if you can find me a deal, 0 down, 0%.
84 months. Yeah.
84 months, interest only.
No, dude. Now it's 20 years. You do an aviation loan, it's 20 years. So, I mean, dude, it's.
Well, hey, how much? I think probably a lot of the guys that are on your channel for sure, and make them tell Facebook page and stuff. How much civilian flying do you actually have? Because you owned an airplane before. Like, how many hours civilian did you have? Do you have
270 hours? I had a Glacier 1. I went to pilot training with about 250 or 270, and I haven't done any since.
Just enough to be dangerous,
dude. I tell you what, man, it's some of the scariest things aren't when it happened. It's now looking back with experience. Like, now that I'm experienced, dude, I'm like remembering stuff. I'm like, God, Jesus, that was stupid. Holy, how did I survive that? How did I?
My flight instructor, man, in college, when he gave me my private, he's like, "Congrats, here's your license to learn." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And then I quickly found out.
Yeah. No, it's But now, the flip side, though, is now that you've done all that stuff, is not going into it going, well, I know everything. I don't need any training. Just give me the keys. Let's go. Kick the tires. What's next? There's still a lot of training to be done. So hopefully I find something. And if not, the other thing I was thinking about doing was going to get my helicopter rating.
That would be cool, man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, you did too well in flight school. You couldn't have the government pay for that, could you?
I know. Well, I could. I mean, when we lose our jobs here, and God knows how long, I could go be a helo guy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, how's your big airplane gig looking? Yeah, me too.
Warren Buffett today divested in all of his airline positions, so that should tell you where the airline is going. However, the glimmer of hope, I don't know if you nerd out with this stuff, but the TSA, the numbers or whatever are increasing again. So people are just ignoring the quarantine and all that stuff, and it's just all ramping back up. So, it's possible. It's the thing. So, but what about you, dude? This is your channel. This is not Mover's channel. What is Gonky up to these days?
Well, I'm kind of like you. I mean, other than because I live close to the military flying, I can still do some of that, which I've been doing, which has been really cool. Thank goodness we've been having some pretty nice weather, but I haven't done any civilian flying since February, which is fine. I'm okay with that.
As you should be.
And then other than that, I've been doing the dad thing, and we got family coming in, and we're doing I discovered that I actually always lived a quarantine lifestyle.
That's my personality as well. I mean, other than losing the gym, this is like, okay, what another day in paradise. Yeah,
exactly. That is kind of crazy that gyms are closed because they can't. I mean, I'm not a runner, right? Because I've got with my knees, I'm a walker. But other than that, how are you going to exercise and stay in shape?
I bought TRX bands, not the actual TRX bands, but the knockoff ones from Amazon. The little like cargo straps you hook to your door, and you can do basic movements.
Does that help with your G-strain?
I don't G-strain anymore.
I don't.
I just don't. I don't do it anymore.
Well. I mean, like I said, I've been able to fly maybe once every other week. But what's it looking like for Mover, man? We got to put the fighter back in Mover fighter.
July is the earliest that Mover, because I am tied to this DoD travel ban, and the travel ban goes to June 30th. So the earliest I can go back is then, and I'm on a leave of absence from the airline, so that also ends in July. I'm hoping to get extended to October, but
Yeah,
I've been doing DCS. That doesn't count. I flew a Harrier last night. I flew a MiG 29 last week. I mean, I'm pretty much an expert, dude.
You're talented.
Very talented. Very talented. Very talented.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, to see how the DoD is handling this virus thing. I mean, I know you haven't been to the squadron, but they've got hand washing stations everywhere, and it's.
Do you get your temperature checked?
They got a temperature gauge there that you can use, and then I just went on.
Which end do they check your temperature?
You stick it in your mouth. It's the silver one, right?
Well, I mean, technique only.
Well, no, I went over onto the Navy base here.
Oh, so that one's the other side then. Okay, there you go, Navy side.
No, I was going to say I went on the Navy base. And you can't go into any buildings unless you have a mask on. So luckily I had an old sock in the truck.
An old sock.
I did.
How did you make a mask out of an old sock?
Well, they said you need a mask to get into any building on the base. And I said, well, what kind of mask? They said you could wrap your shirt around your face. I said, I'll be back. So I had some old motocross socks that were clean in my truck, and I just cut them and tied it around my face, and they were happy with that. So that's a government plan right there, dude.
Hey, as long as you did something, right? As long as there was something that you tried. That's all that cares.
I improvised and adapted.
You did. Well, that's cool. So have you been riding your motocross extreme bikes?
Nah, my bike's been broke, but I've been hanging out with my little boy, and we got a little motorcycle around. I mean, it's a little thing that I do on the side, but yeah, man, that's about it. Just kind of being a dad, just kind of waiting. Been having beautiful weather down here in Florida, and we've just been trying to take advantage of it as best we can. The local restaurants here are actually bringing food trucks into the neighborhood, so we're actually able to get
Corona to your door.
Corona to your door, man. So
door-to-door Corona. Good for them.
Yeah, and I've been working on the channel a little bit.
One video. One whole video.
I buy and sell real estate, which has been really busy since this Corona thing has taken off. People want to buy land, which is what I do. And then, but I've got some. I went through my hard drive and stuff, and I found some really cool GoPro I want to put out there just in case my house burns down. I don't want to lose it forever. So I think it'll be really cool because I don't think there's anything else like it.
Tell them about that. What are we waiting for? What are we going to see? What is in tap for?
Well, I've got
some days with Gonky.
Some days with Gonky, yeah. I've got some really good footage of fighting F-15, MiG 29.
I can fly those now.
Yeah, virtual.
No, it's 1 for 1, dude. If you can do one in virtual, I mean, I'm hired.
Yes. Yeah, MiG 29, F-15, and Su-30. I think there's another one in there I'm forgetting too.
Oh, wow.
Which would be really cool. So it's GoPro footage, and it was a good time. It brought back a lot of memories. Kind of made me cry, but so I've been working on that stuff and just really trying to upgrade my my computer and stuff just to handle. I didn't realize that making videos would take so much memory. I'm kind of an old school fighter pilot. I'm not good with technology, so
no, I don't believe that, Gonky.
If you can believe I was having, I can't even get the sound to work on my first live.
That's my fault actually. So we'll
yeah.
Hold on, I might ruin this here. I'm trying. I too want to bring up the chat. So here we go.
Oh, and the other jet was a Raptor. Hornet
Raptor. Okay.
There's four. There's four cool videos I have or whatever.
Oh God.
But, what are you doing?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We're stuck here
All
forever,
right.
though. I can't get. I only see the chat now, so good, good. In
Well,
case
that's fine.
anybody's
Well,
wondering, I've got OBS Studio up doing this for Gonky because I'm
he's
practicing. Actually, I'm practicing. So, yeah, tell them about Noonan.
listen,
Is Noonan not the best American you've ever met?
Noonan. Hopefully one of these days you get him on the show. Noonan is an amazing, amazing, amazing human being. I've never met somebody like. He's a fighter pilot, flew F-16s. He flies with us in T-38. Literally, I've seen him work like miracles before my very eyes with wounded veterans. Right, you and I were sitting in the cafeteria that one
Yeah.
weekend.
Yes.
This wounded comes in limping with his kids. We all sit down with our whatever cheesy fries to eat. Noonan goes over to this dude like 2 tables over and starts talking. The guy starts tearing up, and like Noonan comes back. He's like, "Yeah, man, that guy took a grenade to the face or whatever." And I told him, hey, well, we got scholarships for your kids to go to college. And he just started crying. I almost started crying. I'm like, he's an amazing, amazing.
He
he's a
comes
great
back
pro.
just like nothing. Like, hey guys, what's for lunch?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like,
Yeah, because that guy over there got blew up by a grenade.
You
Told him
just-
we'd take care of his kids.
you just walked on water over here,
Yeah,
and we're sitting
literally.
here talking about, we're complaining about drill weekend. Like, we've got
Right,
problems.
and Noonan is literally ensuring the future of another man's children.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's God's work, man. There's no other way. Like just being in His presence, that you're around somebody very special.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So,
Well, that's fun. Yeah. So that's Monday.
Well,
for
hey,
Mover. That's Monday with Mover is the 200,000 subscriber thing with Noonan. So
speaking of
hopefully
Trump,
I don't
hey,
screw it up like this. So
wasn't it a week ago you hit 100,000?
yeah, something like that. Oh, by the way, what happens when you hit 100,000, my friend? Go
Nothing
ahead. No.
happens.
You tell them what's going on,
Yeah.
or not. You just froze. That's not a good sign, Gonky. It's just me right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there you're back. You're
I'm
back.
back.
Your potato
I'm
internet
back.
connection.
Did we salvage it?
No, we heard none of what you just said. Was that intentional?
No.
Did you do that on purpose?
I'm actually pretty good at techno. No, no, dude. If I hit 100,000, I get slapped right across the face. There's no way I'm gonna. I don't like the vision for my channel is not world domination. So.
Challenge accepted. Which, by the way, somebody just asked, "Does Gonky have dial-up?" That's going to be the first question of the Q&A.
Woman, get off the phone. I'm on the internet.
Mom, hang up, Mom. None of these kids know what that means. That's way
Was that
too
early 2000s?
late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, AOL when you had to dial in. Anyway, sorry. They're saying I'm taking over your channel. So back to your lead us, oh wise one.
I don't know. You're making fun of me, dude. I just went into defensive mode as usual.
We gotta go. You haven't talked with your hands enough yet.
No, listen. Even when I was like flying Hornets, I tried real hard not to talk with my hands because that was frowned upon.
Is it really? You got to shoot your watch. Hey,
I know.
speaking of cool things, Hornets. Did you hear the bad news?
I heard good news about Hornets. You go first.
Oh, well, okay. The bad news is Top Gun 2 has been moved to February.
I have heard that. What? Wait a minute. February?
February now. It was December 23rd. Now it's going to be a Mover birthday bash.
Oh, dude. Well,
It's better for the movie. I mean, other than the fact that February sucks for movies, I don't think they wanted to compete with the Christmas stuff. I mean, I think they were trying to get away from. So, unconfirmed rumor. I heard this in my Twitch stream yesterday, so it could be wrong. But anyway, back to your show. Sorry.
no, that's good. I heard that the Germans bought Super Hornets,
That's true.
which
Isn't it like block
I guess.
3 or something? Then there's some new block they were talking about.
Yeah, I think they're doing the. I think they're doing the upgraded. Um, it's that the Navy doesn't do. I don't. He doesn't do the Navy doesn't do blocks. They do lot, right?
Lot 20, lot
So
50, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like, well, so the last ones I flew were like mid lot 30s, at least when I was active duty. But hey, real quick, are you able to see the chat? Because
Yeah, that's all I could see. I accidentally closed my other window, so
okay,
now
good.
all I see is a chat.
Good, because the chat closed on me and I don't see it. So we're gonna have to do Pilot Wizzo here.
Well, you've got. I'm not your Wizzo. I will hang up this phone right now. Right now.
Well, anyways, back to the Super Hornet thing. No, dude, they don't do block. So when I worked for Boeing, they had this. They called it like the next gen whatever Super Hornet. It had conformal tanks, better radar, tuned up engines. So actually a pretty sweet airplane. So they sent me some of the data. I took a look at it, and it would be a great airplane to fly. 2-seat and single seat, upgraded displays and stuff. So I think that's kind of the one that the Germans bought, because at the time, since the Navy didn't want it, they were advertising it as export, like an export type model.
What did you fly in Malaysia?
The D model. And those were those would be equivalent to about a lot, I want to say 18.
And you were a Wizzo in those, right?
No, dude.
That's what the video showed. You were the back seat.
No. So in the Navy and they had what was called, we called them T-birds. So they had a stick in the back for instructors, instructor pilots mover, IP. I was an IP, so I'd sit in the back with the control stick if I needed to take the controls, if you will. So, not passenger gonky. All right, dude, I got the chat back up. But yeah, dude, so the Malaysians had some of the latest legacy Hornets, which were the Malaysian Hornets were probably the most fun ones that I flew. I really enjoyed it.
What radar is in the Malaysian?
APG 73 ish.
And what is that for the kids at home?
That's pretty much the best radar that came in the old Hornet. What did the F-16 have?
68, PG-68, mechanically scanned.
Yeah.
I had the one that was pre Block 50, so I could not do dual target tracking.
Okay.
Sucks.
Was it similar? Like when you came over the Hornet, was it pretty easy to just transition over?
Hornet's a better radar. What did we have? 65?
Yeah.
What was in the Hornet in the A model? Yeah, it was. A Hornet Twiz worked better.
Yeah. Well, it's got a bigger radome, dude.
That's true, but now the Block 30s are getting ESAs, little baby ESAs.
Oh, the F-16?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I remember when I first started flying the ESA Super Hornet, I was pretty blown away.
Somebody asked how many hours you have in the Hornet, and then you got a reply. You have 1,400 up front, 2,469 in the rear, so to speak.
That's pretty funny. Nope.
Wrong. Wrong. Sorry.
Wrong. Yeah, I'd have to look, dude. I don't know. I think I have like 1,600 hours in the Hornet, 1,700. I know. I don't have enough hours in the Hornet.
Well, always go get more.
That ship may have sailed.
True.
But how many hours did you?
In the Hornet?
Yeah.
400.
Yeah, not enough, right?
Yeah, it's 4 years. I mean, and we were, 204. I mean, we had one jet, a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and all they wanted you to get was 100 hours, so right under 400 hours.
Yeah.
But
well, cool, man. Well, maybe we should open it up to just some Q&A, man. People are asking some questions here. Let me take a look. First of all, I do want to shout out to he's a chief now, man. old Timothy Veith here. I cannot believe he's watching my show. He took good care of me when I was a young lieutenant in the world famous Blue Diamonds. So,
Wait, are you
Tim,
famous now?
good to see you on here, pal. I'm not famous.
Dude, you're more famous. People ask me about you. Like, I'm
Dude,
like,
listen. I've lived all over the world, man. I grew up in Saudi Arabia. I went to school all over America. I've lived everywhere. You just meet people from everywhere. That creates the illusion of being famous.
famous interview. Gonky's about to become a literal celebrity, literally, like Chris Traeger, literally.
And then you put me on your show, and people started stopping me in the airport. It was crazy.
I know. Hey, look, somebody said Mover and Gonky become as a package, 2 for 1, dude. Two for one.
It's like you were saying earlier, like Step Brothers, right?
Yeah, we interview.
How we go to
in tuxedos.
All right, let's see here. What do we got?
Mover and Gonky should have a TV show.
Where is that? I don't know what that was. I don't know what that
was. Was that Rip or the wife?
At all? That's how do you like that sound?
Your sound crew back there. That's awesome.
My sound crew, right?
That's not Mover's dogs. That was on his side. My dogs aren't even in the room. They're eating.
I don't know if anybody will watch a TV show with us on it, though. I mean, we're not.
Look at all these people. Anyway.
Hey, I don't know, but here's the thing. Honest to God, we're here to serve. We're here to serve, right? We're here to serve. So well, we are, right? I mean, people have questions. Really, let's get back to answer some questions here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gonky does not equal Goose. Let's see. Gonky, going into the Navy, did you get your desired aircraft? I get asked that a lot. Yeah, I did. I wanted to fly the Hornet. To be honest, if I could live like 1,000 lifetimes, I'd fly all the fighters. But I did want to fly the Hornet. Let's see. What are the min flight hours to fly with the Blues? Mike C. Hey, that's a good question. Actually, you guys, the last fatality the Blues had, he was one of my students. Great guy. And because of the reduction in flight hours, actually, there is a minimum time. I want to say it's right around 1,000 hours in the Hornet or 750 or something like that. But there is a minimum. But I know that they had given him a waiver to get in because guys just weren't getting the flight time with the cutbacks, the sequester or whatever. So there is a minimum amount of time, but you can get it waived.
Was that the one in Tennessee?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was Jeff Coos. What a great American. When I first became a RAG IP, he was there. Super soft spoken, really nice dude. He was a dirt bike guy too, so that's actually how I got to know him. We just started talking about motorcycles, and then I did some of his strike flights where we went out and did some bombing, and he went to Top Gun. He's a Top Gun guy. He went to the Blues. I mean, it's real cool, dude, when you see like some of your old students become like 3 times the fighter pilot that you ever were. I mean, he reached a level that not very many people get to. But yeah, dude, he just I guess he's just too low for the maneuver, and the ground usually wins, unfortunately. But
hey, this guy says he would pay his life savings to see a Gonky and Mover show. How much is in your life savings? I mean,
how many zeros?
Talk to us offline. We might be able to make that happen.
That's right. That's right, dude.
I'm just saying.
Let's see here. Let's see. Mover is Goose. No, Mover is definitely not Goose. Question to both. If you
I'm Iceman.
All right, Mover. If you could learn a new fighter jet or any jet, Navy, Army, Air Force, and fly it for the next 5 years, what would it be? What would it be?
Raptor without the debriefs. I would just go do the Raptor, but none of the debriefs or the briefs.
Yeah. Honest to God, I think I would like to fly the F-16.
That's a good option. We're talking new. All right. A-10. A-10?
Yeah.
A-10.
I mean, you and I do the air-to-air thing all the time now. I'm kind of burnt out on that. Like,
I don't do
I can
anything
get,
right now. I would love.
well,
I will go drone and do an aileron roll with the best
we
of them
talk
right
about
now.
air to air right now, at
Yeah,
least
I
based on my flying
yeah.
experiences. I get it. But anyways, I think the F-16, man, like I was watching them fly the other day out at the base. It's just such a cool little,
I
I don't know.
loved it. I
That
loved it. I would love to go fly it again. I would love to go fly it again. Get another 1,000 hours in it. I think it's
Here, Megalodon 64, would you guys love to fly Fat Amy, Mover?
yes. I'd fly Fat Amy.
What?
Dude, we make fun of it. I know you don't like it much.
Dude, it's
I,
Fat Amy.
yeah, but dude, it's got toys. It's got the helmet that does all the walkie. You look through everything. I mean, I'd go fly it. I'd
You know
go fly
what? Sometimes I drive my wife's minivan. I'd fly Fat
Yeah,
Amy.
you drive a minivan, dude. I mean, you got to fly Fat Amy.
Sometimes.
Dude, when you bought that thing, you were so excited. You called me, and I'm like, "What'd you buy?" It was a minivan.
Hold
You're lucky.
on. Wait, this is the most important question I've seen from Antimatter. Do you still have your IROC? Yes, I do, and it's not for sale.
Uh,
All right, let's see here.
oh, this is a good one. Will they ever
Yeah.
have remote jets?
Did what?
So I think what he's asking is the Elon Musk thing about the fighter jet era is over, and I made a video saying no, it's not. It's going to be a while. You got to have data links. The technology like this has to actually work. What do you think, Gonky? What is Gonky's opinion on the fighter jet era being over?
It'll never be over because technology. Well, here's right. If you look at okay, what's the purpose of a fighter jet? Well, at the end of the day, it's to support the 18-year-old with the machine gun on the ground. You don't beat an adversary unless you put said 18-year-old person with M16 on their real estate. Everything else is support, dude. You can't virtually put him there. He has to physically be there, right? I mean, we're talking about conquering nations, if you will. So, dude, it's with crazy jamming and technology, and I don't know. I in a clear air environment, I can't even get like YouTube and Zoom to work, right? So, and I can't tell you how many times, man, I've been in the Hornet, and even with brand new EasyJet, can't get the radar to work, can't get the FLIR to work, can't get data link to work. I mean, dude, it's like,
Cold
it's not
day on a Raptor ramp.
yeah, exactly. How many times do we actually take off on time?
A cold day. Well, my thing is, look, do you want Skynet? Because that's how you end up with Skynet. Have you not watched The Matrix and Terminator? I mean, when they become self-aware, it's over for us. Why do you want that?
Yeah, but I mean, they'll never reach Skynet levels. I mean, there's no way, man. I mean, I have unstable internet, right? I got booted off my own ready room.
That's true. Right?
I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine like just getting the pipper on and all of a sudden
lag.
more connection?
Well, they're saying is it goes autonomous, right? So that you don't need the connection. And my argument is you will never be autonomous because how many missions have you been in combat? It's not a one-way door. It's we got to talk to C2. You got to talk to the controlling agencies. You got to talk to the JTAC. You have to talk to somebody. It's not hey, we're going to go calm out and never talk to anybody, and we'll see you when you get back. You have to have a link.
Have you ruined the stealth yet?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
there you go.
Jessica
They
Biel.
made a whole movie about.
Oh, there's only one good scene in that movie. Very good.
Yeah. Well, no, that's my take. I don't think technology will ever replace. I mean, I think they'll definitely supplement, but I don't think they'll replace. But let's see what else we got here, man. Let's see. Yeah, imagine sitting in a room for 6 hours after every flight. Yep, that is a fighter debrief.
Been there, done that.
We can't talk about call sign originations.
Not if you want to keep this channel.
Here's a good question, Mover. Why do you guys ride the F-15 so hard?
We make fun of everything.
That's true.
I mean, if we didn't make fun of them, it's it's a friendly rivalry, right? They make fun of us, we make fun of them.
What people have to realize is like being a fighter pilot. If you're a Hornet guy, it's kind of like your high school. And high schools make fun of other high schools, like when we're talking like football teams and stuff. It's like it doesn't matter. The neighboring town, those guys suck. They, on paper they could be awesome, but they just suck, right? So that's how fighter pies. So if it's an F-15, I mean, those guys, well, they're Eagle guys, and Eagle guys have a certain way about them. That's all I'm going to say.
They want to know if you know Sex.
Huh?
Sex Fravor.
Oh, I've heard of him. I don't know him personally, though.
Isn't that his call sign? Or is it sexual? I thought it was Sex Fravor, like sex favor.
Kids, put on your earmuffs. Mover's talking.
Bucky knows him. Bucky knew him.
I know a Sex, yes. He must, yes.
Well, they want to know if you think the aliens have visited us.
Why is that? From that video that
yes, the 10-year-old video that's out again. 20-year-old video now.
Yeah, hey, that's a good. You know what? That thing was just released, whatever, like a year and a half ago.
No, they re-released it last week to take our mind off of the corona.
Yeah, that footage. I mean, I've got literally like hundreds of hours staring at that display, and I can't tell you what that is. I've watched the interview with it was the CO, it was the skipper of the squadron who was up flying. And I've watched all his interviews on YouTube, and I actually know him. Like I know of him, I don't know him. But when I was a brand new Hornet guy, he was still there on the base. So I'd seen him before, and he's not a whack job. So I mean, between the footage I saw and like kind of knowing, I don't know. I don't have an explanation, other than the Hornet was unable to get in the UFO control zone, apparently.
I mean, yeah. You're Gonky. Everybody calls you Donkey, Gronky, Grumpy. We got to get you chat.
We can't talk about call signs.
Well, dude. No, this guy just called. He wants to know when Donkey's going to join iRacing. You're going to start racing?
I don't even know what that is.
It's my league. It's Mover Ruins Racing. We do NASCAR. We're going to do Talladega tomorrow.
Well, look, man. I have a small child. A little family. I have a finite amount of time. I don't have time. I can't be a NASCAR man. I can do some DCS on occasion, but you guys kids understand. Mover doesn't. He's still living the dream. You have a blue screen, for God's sakes, and you're sitting in a race car chair.
It's blue too. It's a blue race car chair.
I know.
Hey, you've got an "I love me" wall behind you. I mean, I don't have that.
This is all I got, dude. If I move the camera left or right, it gets ugly. So this is all I got. It's my little ready room right here. Right here.
All right, so they want to know why.
Hold on, let me read the questions.
Well, you're on Top Chat. It's delayed by like 30 minutes. I'm trying to help you here. You got to click the thing and go to live chat.
I am in live chat. It says like Glenn Harris. Sorry, damn spell check. LOL.
Okay, all right then. You got the lead. I'm sorry. I keep.
Does Mover have a race car bed too? I bet he does. All right, back to questions.
What's the question?
Okay, what's the closest either of you have come to pulling the handles from Mike C? I think we probably have a similar story on this. When have you ever almost punched out?
Oh God. I'd have to think about that. I mean, probably the closest. I mean, it would have to be any kind of like A-lock or something where you're not sure.
No, like what's a specific time where you almost like, oh my gosh, like you thought you might have to punch out?
I was cross country, and I got airspace, and I did a split S coming down the bottom. And I wasn't G-locked because I forgot to hook up the G-suit. The G-suit wasn't hooked up all the way, So
the F-16?
No, in the F-18. The F-18, I was like pulling through the bottom. And dude, the lights were like it surprised me, And I was pointed at the water, and I'm like, I didn't know, because it wasn't G-lock, but it was enough to where, it's right at the edge. And I'm like, I don't know what altitude I'm at. And I know I'm pointing at the water. And I don't know if I'm really... I mean, I think that would probably be the scariest, closest, like an A-lock situation.
Yeah, I almost pulled the handle out in Key West. I was fighting 2v1 with my training officer and Lincoln Porkins. And long story short, the Hornet can get real slow. Well, Porkins was coming downhill real slow, and I was going uphill real slow, and we couldn't move the airplanes. Forgive me with my hands, but this is all we could do with the airplanes. They really didn't move, and we passed really close. And I mean, it was like a slow motion. I mean, literally, we were probably doing 100 knots each, and I remember I actually reached down and pulled the handle. And then I saw the trajectory of like, okay, he's gonna pass under me. It's gonna be close. I might clip his tails. Oh, Porkins might have to punch out, but not me. And
you're that guy.
He went under me. I mean, I could see him clearly, and he went under me, and my rat out went off, which is eerie as all get out. And I mean, dude, we went back. I don't drink, but we went to the little Next across the street. I bought a bottle of Gentleman Jack, and me and Porkins had a bottle of Gentleman Jack because I thought I was going to go for a swim that day or kill us both. Oh. So that's my closest ejection story. Thank God I never pulled the handle because I don't like heights. Let's see. What do we got here? Mover. Hey, if you had to give a percentage chance,
69.
What are the percentage chance? Greg wants to know helicopter lessons in your future. 50-50, 30-70?
So here's the problem with the helicopter lessons is I was going to do it and go try to fly for the sheriff's office, and then I realized I called them and they said you have to have 1,000 turbine helicopter hours in order to be qualified for the insurance. So then the question becomes, if I go spend the money to go get helicopter lessons, then what? Like, I don't have I mean, I'd love to do it, and if I had a follow-on, I might, to go fly for law enforcement and stuff. But without that, bridge that gap, I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. And if I take helicopter lessons, it takes away from buying an airplane. So I go back and forth.
Well, you don't have any helicopter friends. Who would you call and talk to and discuss?
I do have helicopter friends. I actually do. With the sheriff's office. They're the ones that told me that they're. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. All right. You've got one. Good.
Mississippi would allow me to actually fly without 1,000 hours. They don't have that requirement, but you have to live in Mississippi. I'd have to move. And I'm not going to move just for a free part-time gig or whatever.
Well, hey, Gary's got a good question here. Do we have TCAS in fighters?
T-38C does.
That's right, it does. Yeah. No, not any of the gray airplanes I flew, and the T-38A definitely does not.
Did you see the Blue Angel video that came out from New York? They had an ADS BPUC, just like ours.
I did. I saw that. Up there.
Yeah, it was mounted right on the dash.
Yeah. I haven't seen. Do they carry that in the Thunderbirds too?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see the video. I just noticed it on the Blue Angel video.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, cool. All right, let's see here.
When's your thriller book series come out?
Yeah, snafu. I'm not a writer, man. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to go to Mover for all your thrillers. Mike C wants to know, what's your favorite jets in DCS? I've only flown the Hornet. I really enjoyed it because the visuals took me back in time, especially flying around the boat and stuff. It's really good. But Mover, you've flown a plethora of DCS aircraft. What's your favorite?
I'm qualified in everything now.
I wouldn't be qualified.
I'm pretty qualified, dude. I mean, you
have some exposure.
My current favorite is the Huey.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's a challenge. It's different. It's not work. I don't feel like I'm, gonna get yelled at for not reading the manual before I start. Yeah. Nobody expects me to know anything.
Yeah.
I've gotten some hate mail over the Flanker and the MiG-29 video about how I'm a disgrace to professional pilots everywhere, and I'm disrespecting the developers by treating it like a game.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, like, you've never flown a real Su-30 or a MiG-29. I mean, you're just like anybody else. You're just going to give them your opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, and part of it too, I keep saying this, and you know this, we've talked about this offline, is if you do it for fun, people get mad because you're not taking it seriously. But if you do it seriously, people get mad because they want to put you in jail because you're doing classified stuff in a Russian flight sim game.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, I've been doing some variants of tactical flying for what, 16 years now, and like when you go do it for real, it's almost always serious. It's nice to have some fun sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
So, hey, dude, this is a good question. So, Kevin Drummond, Gonky, have you ever been in trouble together?
we weren't allowed to fly together for like 2 years.
We were not. We were actually told by the command, you two are not allowed to fly together. Uh-huh. That was in our old command. So in our new command, we make it a point to fly
flown
together.
In the same jet. Tell them what you did. Tell them what you did to me. Flying in the same jet. I don't know if you guys are superstitious or not, but Gonky's not. He's the only pilot I know that's absolutely not superstitious, even a little bit. Not even a little stitious.
No, well, I just kept jinxing us. And obviously, we're still here. We didn't die, right? So,
dude, we're getting like so. All right, Gonky's like, hey, I'm gonna jump in the back seat, so to speak. So we go fly, and we're like, we're gonna tell the commander how awesome this is, and
our old commander who banned us.
And then you're putting the parachute on, and I said something about your parachute. You're like, well, who cares? I'm not going to need this. I'm not going to need to wear this.
That's right.
And everything we did, well, see, we hadn't ejected yet. We haven't. We're in the final turn. We're in the final turn. The most dangerous part of flying a T-38 anywhere.
Made it.
And he's like, we made it. See? What were you worried about? We didn't die.
Dude, that was to make sure that you were focusing on the landing because that is the hardest airplane to land. So I wanted you to be amped up like, oh my God, he just jinxed us.
I was.
Yeah. So it's an ongoing joke between us. Anything that we actually do together, any kind of tactical airplane, it's always like, hey, let's record this and send it to our old commander. So to prove to him that, you know, we're capable of flying together and not doing something stupid.
That was still, well, the reason they did it wasn't even because of us. It was because we were going to the Air Force like a couple traitors. It was like, whoa, what happens if they talk or, you know, they both don't care or something. It was
a bit odd, to be honest.
Hey, by the way, I don't know if you saw one of the Mover Ruins movies, but our old skipper was an extra.
Oh yeah, he was in real life, he's a Navy guy. In the movie, he's playing an Air Force guy who's clueless.
Like an Air Force lieutenant.
Standard. How old was he when he played? How old was he when he played?
40-something, late 40s, early 50s.
Man. And there's waivers for everything, man.
Tom Cruise has one as an 06 at 60 years old.
Yeah.
Although that's not that unrealistic. I mean, I've seen some old 06s. I mean, hell, T-Bear's pushing late 50s. He's at 05.
Yeah, I know. How old was Skid? Our buddy Skid was.
Yeah. Well, that's a technician thing. The technicians can fly till 60.
That's true.
Physically,
he may have been up in the years, but spiritually, Skid was about 14.
Yeah, he's a kid.
All right, let's see here. All right, Jackson, what do either one of you think about civilians riding a MiG-29? I would like to ride in a MiG-29.
Yeah. Sign me up.
I don't see if you can pass a physical. I mean, that airplane will hurt you because it can pull some serious G's, but if you can pass the physical, have at it.
There was a guard guy out of Fresno. He ejected or something. He didn't make it.
No, that was they were in Sioux-30. Dude, they were in the flanker.
Were they in the flanker? Oh, I thought they were in the MiG-29. Okay.
They were in the flanker. Yeah, he was a Southwest guy, too.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
And he was prior enlisted, right? He was like prior enlisted. They hired and sent to pilot training.
Yeah. Let's see, Mover, are you ever going to ruin Top Gun? First of all, you can't ruin Top Gun. It's iconic. But go ahead. Please answer the question.
I was going to wait till you could help me. There you go.
I don't know if I do it, man. That movie came out when I was a kid. I think I wore out my VHS tape, which is this cartridge.
Well, wait, the name is Mover Ruins Movies, but sometimes they can't be ruined. Skyfighters or Le Chevalier du Ciel, I mean, it had some really good flying footage, so I didn't necessarily ruin that movie. So So, I mean, it's just a
Yeah,
name.
yeah. You know what? A movie that never gets any love or attention that I really like? I like Flight of the Intruder, man.
Everybody keeps telling me to do that, but I mean, dude, I don't know enough about Vietnam to ruin that.
Well, apparently I can't read because I'm stupid, right? But apparently the book's phenomenal, and everybody who's read the book and watched the movie says the book is like 10 times better. But when I actually selected jets at Vance, I actually went out and bought Flight of the Intruder,
Oh yeah.
only because I had Top Gun memorized. But like,
Yeah.
I really enjoy. I still actually have it. Never obviously flew the A6. A lot of my IPs in Kingsville T-45, they were old A6 guys. Those guys can bomb, but unfortunately, those guys are probably
Yeah.
don't
People
know.
I don't like ruining like classics. No, I mean, some things are just
Yeah,
sacred, even if they are. I mean, you know they're not going to be realistic. I know you said to do the Air Force One, right? Didn't you tell me that? Was that you?
yeah, dude.
Yeah, that should be one
Only
of them.
because there's eagles in it.
Yeah, and I mean Independence Day, just because it's an awesome. I mean that speech from the president. I don't know how you get any better than that. I mean,
No, yeah. When I listen to that speech, I want to go kick some. I
I'm
want to
ready. Yeah, I mean that's a holiday tradition.
Dude,
It's like
I know.
watching Die Hard at Christmas.
I make my wife watch it. Sit down, woman.
Yeah, that's true. And then pretty soon you'll be like me and not have a wife.
Dude, yeah, I was in high. God, man, I was in high school when that movie came out. I watched it in the theaters. I remember
Independence
like,
Day.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember like it's yesterday, man. In the
Eagle
theaters,
7, Fox 3. That's where I learned what Fox and all the Foxes meant. That's where I learned all my comm.
yeah. And then when I first started flying the horn, I'm like, none of these displays look like the display I saw on Independence Day.
Yeah. What's this
I
about?
can't fly this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do I go vertical up the. Hello, boys.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see here. L'America. Is it easy to get behind the power curve on the T-38? I'm pretty sure. You know what's funny is you can get behind the power curve in just about any airplane. It doesn't once what you
Oh,
perceive is reality,
too late.
once you realize it's not reality, you're behind. That's how guys, that's how 20,000 hour ex-fighter guys who were flying for the airlines killed themselves in their personal airplanes, right? I mean, it does not take much. Any machine, you have to treat it with respect because if you don't, it'll end up owning you. I mean, that's my take. What do you think, Mover? Yeah, I used to be a civilian flight instructor for a little bit. Even when I was pretty proficient in those airplanes. I mean, you start trying to teach in time critical situations, and those planes in the F-18, being an instructor, it has excess power, excess drag. I mean, you can get yourself out of a lot of sticky situations with just the fact that it has tremendous power. But you get behind the power curve as an instructor in a little Cessna 150, you've got like no
Yeah.
horsepower to get you out. So it
Yeah.
doesn't take much. We got a couple minutes left here. Hey, somebody mentioned about uh, doing calls like this more often. Kind of my vision here is once I get the technology squared away, I would like to do a weekly ready room just because I like shooting the breeze about airplanes. Real estate can get pretty dry. Complaining about flying T-38s can get pretty dry. It's kind of fun to come in.
You're complaining about flying? Look
Listen,
at me, Gonky. Look at me. Look what I've become.
when you come to fly T-38s,
Ah,
you and I complain about fly, right? Or pilots complain, dude. That's what we do. But that's my vision is basically to have this so we can, whatever, share the love if you will, answer questions here. It says, hold on. It says, where did you live at in Saudi Arabia? What years? I was at Campus 95 to 01 with the Eagles. I lived in Dhahran on the expat base there. My dad worked for Aramco Oil Company. I was there from 1979 I'm old, to 1995, 94. So there's in Desert Storm number one, the Gulf War. I was a teenager though, early teens, but that was pretty incredible seeing that whole operation. because we definitely came there to kick butt, and I got to witness it.
Yeah.
So, couple minutes left here. Were there any F-14 Tomcat pilots while he was in the Navy? Yes, there were. They closed down the Tomcat RAG about a month before I got winged. So all those guys ended up transitioning to the Hornet anyways. Falcon Pictures. Why is it so hard to land the Talon? Well, if you look at it, it's designed for high speed, little tiny wing. It has no anti-skid. It has little tricycle tires. And for a fighter jet, it's a little underpowered when you get it slow. So you have to fly it.
Elephants on the wings. Get the elephants stomping on the wings.
Yeah, you actually have to. The cool thing about T-38, it's a thoroughbred in the sense that it is all pilot, all stick and rudder, no auto anything. So
instrument in that airplane is scary.
Yeah,
the weather.
Yeah, because the instruments are about 90 years old and they're not very good. Well, the airplane itself is really fun to fly, but you have to be on your game. Whereas in like any other, in the Hornet, you could turn your brain off. Let's see, Cyclone Free, Gongi, do you ever think you'll ever fly the Hornet again? And would you want to? Of course, I would love to fly it again. I don't know if I ever will or not. We got about a minute left here. Gonki, did you get any seat time in the Malaysian Su-30? No, I got to sit in it. I got a tour while I was on the ground. What are my impressions? Harris from Malaysia. Hey, man, I love your country, by the way. Me and my wife, we had a phenomenal time in Malaysia. I got a video coming out about that as well. Su-30 was.
Or do you have Corona?
Huh?
Do you have Corona?
No, I don't. Su-30 was awesome. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I mean, any new airplane has its teething issues, and the Su-30 definitely had it, at least while I was over. They probably have all these now, but yeah. Well, Mover, we're at about an hour here, man.
Okay. Do you want me to do the switch so it's just you talking to him now?
Yeah, and then I can end it, I guess.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
well,
thanks on, dude.
Thanks for having me.
All righty.
Goodbye.
All right, guys. Hey, I just want to thank everybody for coming on tonight, taking time out of your what day is it? Saturday. Spend some time in the ready room. If you like it, we'll put out another thing notice for the next event. So we'll try to get these weekly, depending on the schedule. So thanks again. Keep the questions coming, and I appreciate all the support you've given me and Mover. So have a great night.